Hey, welcome back to the channel, and this is my review of Argentina versus South Africa. So there's a big crowd in Buenos Aires this time, and yeah, the atmosphere looks unbelievable. And South Africa have something to prove. I think they need to put in a good performance and get the win. I think, which is becoming more and more evident over this summer series. One thing I will say is the sound on the coverage I listened to or watched in the first half was absolutely terrible. So I don't know if other people experienced that, but it's kind of strange to watch a rugby match with no commentary. Kind of puts a different slant on everything. So that was interesting. South Africa gets some decent ball and they attack really well. They're going short runners, running hard, and eventually they get really close to the Argentinian line, and then they switch to a pick and go style, and that works really well for them. They get over, but the try is disallowed, but the ref takes it back for a penalty. So you can see that South Africa playing very direct in this first little period, and I gotta say the scrum half for them, Cobus Reinhardt, he looked really good. His service was impeccable, and I think he played really well when he was on, and one of my favourite players of the match. Libok pushes the penalty wide, and that's a sign of things to come. His kicking wasn't great throughout the game, and he missed a bunch of penalties and conversions and left a lot of points on the table. But other than that, he played well, but it's still a big hurdle for him to overcome, I think. Both teams are trying to kick the ball behind the opposition and turn them, but I get the sense, even at this early stage, that they both look better with the ball in hand and building the phases. So we'll see how the game pans out, but tactics not quite right from the start. South Africa put some good phases of play together. Started from Willemse, who made a beautiful break on a counter-attack, and eventually South Africa take it up to the Argentinian line and put it wide, and Moody almost gets over. It's a good try-saving tackle from the Argentinian, and it's brought back again, and another penalty. This time Lebok puts it over, and it's 3-0 to the South Africans. South Africa are running hard, and two players that stand out to me are Visa and Am. Both of them look really dangerous with the ball in hand. Visa, I think, had something to prove. Am is just trying to play himself into form. But yeah, they both look really strong and powerful when they got the ball in their hands. Argentina finally gets some territory, which is key these days. They pummel the South African line. Good defense from the South Africans, but ultimately they give away a penalty, and the number 9 for Argentina takes a quick tap and skates over for a try. So now the score is 7 to Argentina, 3 to South Africa. Slightly against the run of play, but it's going to make for a good match. A worrying thing for South Africa is Am, who started really well to this game, I think. He's holding his leg, which is already really heavily strapped, and it's not looking good for him, and ultimately he will leave the field. So I'm not sure about his condition at the end of this game, but he started so well. So I'd love to see him be fit for the World Cup. As the game progresses, there are lots of stoppages, penalties and mistakes on both sides. And Mostert, who hasn't really played to his potential, I think, in this World Cup build-up so far. He tackles a guy off the ball and he gets a yellow card. I'm not sure whether yellow was really necessary, more of a penalty, I think. So again, referee may be a bit too eager to go to his pocket, but yeah, South Africa down to 14 men with halftime approaching. So it's 10-3 at the halftime whistle, and South Africa with a lot to do in the second half. Argentinian defense has been good, again that aggressive style, and they've pretty much held what the South Africans have thrown at them. So yeah, South Africa are going to have to step it up again now in the second half with 14 men. So right from the halftime whistle, South Africa actually do step it up quick ruck speed. They get the ball out, put it through hands. Williams is heavily involved several times, and eventually goes out to Mpimpi on the wing, and he speeds over for a try. And South Africa, yeah, a great start, couldn't ask for anything more there. And the score is 10-all at this point, so game on. Straight away, South Africa get down towards the Argentinian line. They got the ball in their hands, and Libbok shows what he can do, puts in a cheeky little crossfield kick to Moody, who takes it with ease and scoots over for a try in the corner. No problem there. And Moody has played really well all game, and looks like the danger man for South Africa at this point. The conversion isn't kicked, and it's 15-10 to South Africa. So with 10 minutes gone, South Africa have scored 2 tries in the second half, and Argentina really need to do something quick to stem the flow. And Matera, who is a perennial kind of workhorse for the Argentinians, grabs the game by the scruff of the neck and picks up the ball and goes hard, beats a few defenders, and he's involved like multiple times, and Argentina get right back up to the South African line. Eventually they concede a penalty, and it's slotted over by the Argentinians, and now the score is back 13-15, so a very close game at this point. One of the players that does come on is Rus, the number 8, and I really like him, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do. And I'm satisfied almost immediately, because he gets a couple of good runs straight away, and he's involved all through the time that he comes on, and I really like him as a player, and I hope he does well in the future. Libbok finally puts over a penalty for the Boks, and it's now 13-18. So can South Africa build on this lead and this little bit of a momentum that they've taken from the Argentinians? Argentina have a chance to kick a penalty themselves, but they opt to take a kick to the corner. Again, it's one of those decisions that can either pay off 100% or kind of ruin your game. In this case, South Africa's line maul defense is really good. Argentina have to put it out to the midfield, and again, good defense and get the turnover. And that's the end of that attack. That was a crucial moment, and Argentina really needed to do something there. But they couldn't manage it. Great defense from South Africa. Yeah, so it's looking now, it's in South Africa's hands. So that aggression and determination and counter-rucking that South Africa have displayed in the second half is really shown in one period of play, where they drive the Argentinians almost back 40 meters just through their tackling and the pressure they're putting on the receivers. And it's fantastic. And the Argentinians really run out of ideas in the end. Try to kick it, and it's out of desperation more than anything, and it ends up going dead. So a great period of play for South Africa. And with 10 minutes to go, Libbok gets one more penalty to add to his tally, and Argentina don't look like they've got anything left to give. It looks like game over, and ultimately it proves to be the case. And yeah, the clock runs out, and the final score is 24-13. In conclusion, I think the South African team will be pleased with the win. Like I say, winning these games is really important, more important, I think, than anybody thought. They gave some good minutes to the younger players or fringe players in the squad. Some good performances. Worried about Am and how he is after taking another knock on his leg there. But players I like Rus, I thought did really well. Visa is trying to play his way back into the first 15, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I think Reinhardt was, for me, the player of the game. His service was impeccable all through the first half and the time he was on in the second half. So yeah, a lot of positives. Libbok didn't kick his kicks, which for me is key to playing outside half, but he still managed the game pretty well. And so lots of positives to take for South Africa. Argentina, yeah, we know what they can do when their defense is fired up and they don't concede too many penalties. They are a test for anyone, and like I think they could literally beat anyone in World Rugby on their day, but it's a consistency. The little mistakes let them down. So again, not a lot of surprises in this game, but yeah, definitely worth a watch, apart from the terrible sound in the first half. But yeah, onwards now onto the next games for both of these teams, which are coming soon. So yeah, World Cup squads are announced next week, so it's be interesting to see how things go. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Please like, subscribe and comment. Really interested in your comments, so let me know what you're thinking and how your experience of the game was. So yeah, thank you very much.